In my last video on how to ask for a salary raise with your manager, I talked about a lot of strategies, a lot of ways that you can approach your immediate boss and can get a salary rise. And someone raised a question to me and asked me that what if your relationship with your boss is not good? What if your boss is already micromanaging you? So that prompted me to create my next topic with you, and that is what happens when your boss is not happy with your work and what to do about it. Yes, friends, this video that I'm making today is all about that. What happens when you suspect that your boss is not confident about you? He's not confident about your abilities. He's not confident that you will be able to deliver the promises or the commitment of the work that you have given. Not only that, you also realize and your suspicion becomes clear when you see that your boss is not providing you any feedback. Your boss is actually avoiding you. He's not calling you for a meeting. He is also pulling you off from your existing project. At the same time, he is not giving you new projects to work upon. If you are seeing these signals around you, it clearly shows that there is something that your boss is not happy with you and due to which things are not working well. Well, if you are in a similar situation, no matter how well you do your work, it clearly shows that you are not going to progress too much in your career as well as your salary increments as you wish to do so. Because on one hand, you may be working very hard, you must be giving a lot of efforts, but they are not bearing or they are not giving fruits at the end of the day. Well, my name is Arun. I am a life and a leadership coach, and in this video today I am going to talk about how to become more friendlier with your boss, and in case your boss is not happy with your work, what to do at that situation. Because I'm sure many of you would be thinking that I can change the job, I can go out, but that's the last option. But prior to that, there are many things that you can do. You can really engage with your boss based on different situations that I'm going to tell, and once you try all those factors, which I'm confident which will work out, and then you can progress further. And only when all these things do not work out, you definitely has the right to prepare and rewrite your resume for that new job that you are looking out. Well, stay tuned. I'm going to take you all through those 6 or 7 situations which are probably going to come or you must be facing right now, and most importantly, what to do about that. And don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. But before we really get into what are those situations and reasons, first you need to analyze and go a little back and find out why your boss is not happy with you. You really need to go to each and every situation which has happened in the recent past where knowingly or unknowingly you have disappointed him. Either you have been lacking on certain skills, or you have been not fulfilling your commitments, or probably your reports are not up to the mark which he is expecting. And maybe because of which he feels that he doesn't feel confident about you. He feels that you are not that capable enough to do certain things. So first and foremost is that you need to really go deeper into those situations and understand that what is that piece which is lacking in you. And once you are able to figure it out, that what it is, then you would probably be able to guess that why your boss is not happy with you. And basis that, you need to set your approach in having that one-on-one meetings with him and set the tone for clearing those doubts and developing those skills or gaps that you have so that you can fulfill the promises as you have given in the past. Now from here we'll get into those situations which are likely to come, that why your boss is canceling the meetings, why he is not giving you developmental feedbacks, why he is avoiding you altogether. And it's so important that you need to address it in the first place for your own growth and for the overall success of yours as a professional. So the first sign is that your boss is unhappy about you is he's cutting down your meeting request. I'm sure you would have seen that a lot of time people want to reach out to their boss for a detailed feedback or developmental feedback based on the recent projects that they have done. But whenever you put a meeting request on the calendar, you see that your manager either cancels that or avoids that. Now what to do in this situation? In very simple word, you need to be a little upfront. You really need to be after him to get some time so that you can get that moment of one-on-one meeting with him. When I say upfront means what are the challenges and issues that he has, and I would recommend that preferably this meeting should be out of office. It means it can be a cafe or outside somewhere which is not an office environment, so that it can have an open talk between you and your line manager to discuss and thrash out if there are any issues that you have been facing. The second sign that your boss is not happy with you could be that he's not giving you newer opportunities for advancement. I'm sure a lot of people face this challenge when they see that their peers are getting more projects, and not only that, they are even given a higher increment. And this really puts you off that you are also one of the colleagues and peers in the same group, but you are not given equal opportunities for your growth. Now, what to do in this situation? Very simple. First of all, you really need to analyze that what kind of projects that are being offered to those people, what kind of capabilities those people have, and then do a self-evaluation that do you have any capability gap. I have personally seen that a lot of people feel that they can do anything and everything under the roof, but it is your manager who understands that what capabilities you have and what do you lack. Now, the better approach for this kind of a situation is to have a meeting with your boss, sit across the table and discuss about the gaps in your skill sets that you have from his eyes. Because basis that feedback that you are going to get will make you understand that what you are actually lacking. And then maybe you can think about what kind of projects that are upcoming in the near future or the new assignments that are likely to come in the near future, and how you are going to prepare and fill that competency gap and make yourself available to your manager. An approach like this can help in sorting the differences or giving the confidence back to your manager that you are a learner and you really want to grow in your career, and that's why you are ready to work on any feedback that your manager thinks which is good for you and for your growth. I know it's a little difficult sometimes to accept the feedback upfront from the manager, but it is also important that if you work on those areas and give timely feedback to your line manager that how you are progressing on those competencies would really boost the confidence and open communication channel between you and him or her, and that's how you can really make more progress in your career. That your boss is unhappy with you when he starts micromanaging you. I know it's very difficult phase when you see that your every move is being watched. It's as if that he's breathing on your neck, which means that every move that you make is getting watched and it is critically analyzed. Now, the first thing is that what you need to really understand that some people are by nature micromanagers. They are very critical in everything. Every report you give, every feedback that you give, they are very, very critical. Now, understand, if it is the habit of your manager, I'm sure then it will not be in isolation with you. It would be with everyone around him or her. So that's one thing that you need to watch out for. The second thing that what you can do is, in such a case, you really need to look at and analyze that which are the areas that you find that your manager is very, very critical about. I'm sure there would be certain working areas that you would have, and you really, really need to tighten up and work very quickly to turn around those feedbacks that you're getting very constantly. Because micromanagement generally is done when people see that in spite of the feedbacks given to you, you are not following those instructions or you are not properly disciplined in doing those tasks. So you really need to work on reviving and recovering from those gaps that you have. Another thing, if you don't really focus on this piece of reviving and reworking on the improvement areas, there are very high chances what you are going to see is the documentation process your manager is going to start. Now, these are clear signs that you are on performance improvement plan and your termination is very close by. So you really need to look at it, what has really pissed your boss off, or are there definite areas that you have done blunders. So you really need to rework them very quickly so that you not only save your job, but also you can win the confidence of your manager back. The next sign that your boss is unhappy with you is he puts down your efforts. No matter how hard you work, no matter how much results that you bring, there are some managers who are really ineffective and they just give sarcastic comments or they create fun out of the hard work that you have put in. They don't give value to the work. Now that's a situation which is actually a sign of a very immature manager sitting on the position. Well, what to do in this situation? Now, in very simple words, first of all, you really need to put down your ego, because a lot of time when such situations are seen, particularly if that fun statement is given amongst the group of people, it really hurts. So the best way is you have to take a high road and open a dialogue with your manager on a one-on-one basis and respectfully respond to the comments that he has made in the open public and how it hurts you. You need to make that manager understand that that you are actually a human being, and if you have done good work, if he cannot appreciate your work, then at least he has no right to disdain your efforts or devalue your efforts. If you don't do this, the repercussion could be that he would take it for granted and he will start doing it more openly, not only with you but for many other of your colleagues. So it's very important to maintain your dignity and to maintain the respectfulness towards your manager. You need to open a dialogue. You need to make them understand that what it means to you and how your efforts are helping and contributing to the overall success of the organization, and how his support can further enhance that effort. But if you don't do it, as I said, it's going to become a habit for him, because these ineffective managers, they love to create more buzz around them of sitting in that position that they have got. So you've got to be very careful with such people, and shedding your ego is one of the steps that you can do. The next sign that your boss is not happy with you is by keeping you out of the loop. I'm sure a lot of people experience this particular phase when they see that they are not a part of certain meetings where your colleagues are involved in certain decision making. Well, the first thing you need to also understand that you cannot be a part of all the decisions that the management is taking. You are not part of all the policies that the management is making. There are certain policies that are private. However, when you come to know that your manager is avoiding you or not involving you or keeping you in the loop when such decisions are made while your peers are there, definitely it will set an alarm bell that your manager is not happy with you. Now, what to do in this situation? In very simple words, every manager has a role to provide you tools, provide direction and resources to do your job effectively. Now, it's your time that you should go and ask upfront for this support, because it's your right to tell the manager that if you don't get that support on time, or if you are not involved in those decisions, then the productivity that you are expected to deliver is definitely going to get compromised. Until unless you don't go and open this dialogue with that manager, one, you would never know that why he's not keeping you in the loop. Two, this will also clarify that you are also aware of what are the things that are happening around, and you are being kept out of the loop. So the more you become open to your manager, the more you are open to share these thoughts, it opens communication channel between you and your line manager. And there are chances that you will either get a feedback from the manager that why he's keeping you out of the loop, or he will keep in mind and he may say that it just skipped out of his mind. So that next time when such situation comes, he will not miss you out. But what is important is that you need to go and talk about it. If you don't talk about it, he will never realize it also. And then there is another very important sign that you might observe, that your boss reassigns your project. Well, a lot of time the role of the manager is to help you, to assist you, to develop you when the projects are getting difficult for you to complete or provide an expected level of completion. While there are certain times when you see that your manager reassigns or put you off the project. Now, there are chances that he might feel that you are either incapable, and due to which he may lack confidence in you. Now, if you have gone through such a situation, it really demotivates, it really demoralizes you, and it's very difficult sometimes for some people to come back. But having said that, what is the best approach in this situation? The best approach in this situation is you need to request your manager to keep you in the project while you are doing your other work. You need to also give him the confidence that you will come out with more flying colors and finish the project with more efficiency and effectiveness or as per the expected requirement. And in that case, you need to really push hard in asking your manager for the help, and also to know the areas where you have not done well, rather than just accepting the fact that your manager has asked you to derail or go out of the project or reassign the project. Whenever you come across this situation, again, you need to go and sit back, open a dialogue, ask him the areas where he felt that you did not do well, due to which you were not able to come up to his expectation. Well, friends, I feel that in your lifetime, you would definitely come across a situation like this, or maybe many times you may come across a situation like this where you find that your manager is not happy with you. And actually, that's not a good sign, as I said, because if you see that if your relationship with your manager is doing exceedingly well, you will not only get good salary growth, but you will also be in the right books for future promotions. However, if the situation has turned down and you see that your boss lacks confidence either because of skills or maybe because of your attitude, it's not a good sign. And if this continues, suppose you have done all your effort, you have given all your best efforts in opening the dialogue, working on your skills, and if still you feel that it's not working well, then I think it's a very clear sign that it's time to say goodbye and rework on your resume and open yourself into the market and look for better opportunities. Because if this continues, this is not going to help you for your progress until unless your boss has decided to move away or move out from that role for some or the other reason. But if that is not likely to happen sooner or later, then it is you who has to take a call. You can't just go on and on working in such a situation and lose your self-respect, self-confidence, and still you are sitting over there. I'm sure any mature professional would not like to be in that situation. And if this doesn't work, you really need to look up. And lastly, if you feel that you are undergoing these situations and you are not too sure about it, what to do really in the real-time situation, you can write me back on my email ID arun.thukral@hcnconnect.in, and I will personally share my feedback or my suggestions as a mentor and a coach what to do in that situation if nothing is working. Maybe something will work out for you. Well, thank you so much for watching me and going through this video. Stay tuned, stay connected, and write back to me for any feedback or any topic of your concern that you feel that is important to be addressed. I'll definitely come back to you with my research and with my notes and with my experience. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching me.